Greetings once again. I'm still Dr. Onyiyechi Wariboko, and welcome to the third series of our study on the course Religion, Culture, and Gender in Africa. We have looked at introduction, the relevance of the course to us in Africa, and then we also looked at gender theory, because you cannot study gender without necessarily understanding gender theory, because that's the basis of the study of gender. And we had said that we have Eurocentric gender theories and Afrocentric gender theories, and we're going to be paying more attention to Afrocentric gender theories, okay, which are mostly feminist theories, because it's women, that have been coming up with theories, and also isn't a loud protest, or isn't a protest kind of clamor against injustices from the male folk in their male counterparts in society generally. Okay, so now welcome to series 3. This is a book I edited with my senior colleague, Professor Caroline Bono, titled Gender Studies in Africa, Issues and Case Studies. So you can always ask for this book. You sure get a copy. It contains most of the things we are discussing in details. All right. So let us get into the business proper. Gender in Africa. So we are going to be considering gender presentation in pre-colonial times in Africa. What was gender about, or what was the relationship of men and women in the society like, in pre-colonial times, and what is it in colonial times, and of course, post-colonial times. So we're going to briefly look at all of these, and then we delve into gender in contemporary Africa. Okay, so in pre-colonial times, in as much as there was gender disparity, but it wasn't as pronounced as it is, or it became during the colonial times and the post-colonial times. Then women were still empowered economically. For instance, they had their own crops. Women were empowered religiously. They had strong priestesses. In many parts of Africa, a goddess was recognized, and all of that. So women had some power, in pre-colonial times. And I made reference to a number of books, a number of novels that one could read and have an understanding of what gender was like in pre-colonial times. Forawapa, for instance, authored her novel Efuru before colonialism. See, in as much as colonialism didn't bring everything known as gender disparity, but then women had some, were recognized to a great extent, gender relations was reasonable to a great extent until colonialism, which kind of took away some of the powers of women, and then they began to decline in authority. So novels like The Concubine by Lechi Amadi will tell you how much women were looked down on during the colonialism, and how much women suffered, and how much disparity there was. Novels like Things Fall Apart, and many other novels authored by Africans, male and female alike, will also tell you, will also show how the society saw men and women. And then when men wrote, you see that masculine perspective from their characters. And then when women wrote, you also see, them crying out for recognition and inclusion somehow, when you compare some of the novels that were written in colonial times, and even for post-colonial times. So even in contemporary times, gender as an area of study has remained, strong. As a matter of fact, it's waxing stronger, and because not much has changed. Women, even in contemporary times in the 21st century, have continued to um, test against all manner of discriminations that they face. And during this year's International Women's Day, which the theme was Break the Bias. I had a program, that's the one I posted, that is on the page on the screen right now. I had a program which I titled Calling Out Institutions of Women Exclusion. And some of these institutions include excluding women from partaking in inheritance, their family inheritance, excluding women from, many other things, subjugating women in marriage, subjugating women in many other things. So that program was a virtual one and well attended, where women were taught to how to unlearn some of the things that they've learned so that they can relearn and embrace human flourishing instead of embracing their own subjugation as a result of learned helplessness. So I convened that meeting on Telegram on the 8th of March this year. Okay, so this is a pictorial depiction of the kind of things that women go through, even in contemporary times. The first picture shows a woman trying to work on her laptop, and at the same time, she's trying to make, some food in a pancake, and then she's trying to walk out, and then she's carrying her baby. She has a baby feed, and then she's holding another child. This tells you how women multitask in Africa. Yet, these works are not even appreciated or recognized because they are not paid for. Most times when they are called housewife because they do not go to work, it now looks as if the woman is useless. But then if you look at it critically, you find out that the woman works around the clock. And the computer there simply tells us that it's not like they are old-fashioned women. They are women of the age, 21st century woman, women, sometimes working from home, sometimes not doing perhaps any work that gives her money from outside, but these things that they do round the clock, trying to be everything to the children, to the home, to the husband, to the family, and all of that are not recognized. But that's the reality of an African woman in contemporary times. And then you also have this other one, a woman who is struggling with religion, struggling with other women, struggling with men, struggling with society, where a woman is being strangulated and silenced by all of these. Here it's depicted that religion is silencing women because, when anything is backed up by religion, people hold it with so much authority. Religion is an authority actually, and people hold it with so much sentiment. So you see how this woman is silenced, hushed not to talk, and at the same time, men struggling with men, in the society, that's struggling with patriarchy, then struggling with society on the other side generally, and at the same time, she's being torn apart by other women. That is how bad it is, where in a society where women are not just struggling with every other thing, but also struggling with themselves because women have learned that they are helpless, and then they are the ones that now perpetuate it. And then people begin to talk about women participating in their own oppression. It is that bad. All right, thank you. And we'll come up with a fourth section series soon. Thank you.